welcome to another episode of Eclectica, the Different News. So today we have with us Dr. Kripa Johar from Bangalore. Dr. Kripa Johar graduated in dentistry from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka in March 2005. He holds a master degree certification in laser dentistry from Vienna in February 2009, and he's also a certified trainer from Dale Carnegie Training Institute in December, and he completed it in December 2012. Uh, as for my personal experience, he is a person who has made dental lasers important as a very important factor into dentistry in India. And Dr. Kripa Johar is founder and clinical director of Haridan Dental Clinic, Bangalore, which was established in 2006. He is also the founder and director Haridan Laser Dental Academy, and he's also the founder and director of Haridan Laser Therapy Academy, which was established in February 2014. This particular therapy academy was established to train medical and paramedical fraternity on photomedicine and clinical applications of laser therapy. He has many publications, and to mention the most important one, that he has authored a textbook named Fundamentals of Laser Dentistry in 2010, which was published by JP Brothers. And Sir has also authored an article called as Laser Therapy in Dentistry for Laser International Magazine of Laser Dentistry, published by MS Media, Germany. Sir has also authored a chapter named as Lasers in Dentistry in the Handbook of Photomedicine by Harvard Medical School, USA, published by Taylor and Francis Group. Apart from that, Sir has been a guest speaker in many national and international conferences. So I welcome you, sir, to Eclectica, and thank you for joining today with me. So it's a pleasure having you here. And for my viewers, I would like to tell that, sir, I know sir personally because he is my mentor for dental lasers. So it was an amazing journey with sir. So, sir, I mean, first thing I will ask you that how are you doing, and how is everything at your end with your practice and academy?
First of all, thank you, Gargi, for inviting me and having me over. One thing I've noticed is you've always been an entrepreneur, always doing something. Your
Thank you.
conferences in genetics has been a hit, and I've been privileged to be a part of them. And wish you all success, and may you keep growing.
Thank you
And
so much, sir. Thank you.
yes, so coming back to the question, how am I doing? I'm doing well. It's kind of dull with no work, but I
Thank
guess
you.
it's important that we first come out of this alive and then see
Right.
what to do.
Correct.
So it's been a month since we clinic has been closed and the academy has been closed, and
Hmm.
let's wait and watch how it's going on. Other and so that's the end in the dental part. Other than that, just probably at home in in a not so routine with more housework and attending few webinars, updating
Okay.
myself, and just seeing the latest in lasers around the world.
Fantastic.
That's what's happening.
Okay, sir, that's very nice to know from you. Well, sir, coming into our conversation today, one question that comes to my mind is that, as far as my knowledge goes, today many people talk about dental lasers in our country, but as far as I know, that you started your journey with dental lasers in the country where when perhaps nobody spoke so much about it. It was there, but nobody was so much aware. Particularly, dentists were not so aware of it. So, like now it has become a buzzword. Everybody speaks of dental lasers or using it in clinics. But what is that motivated you to choose laser dentistry as a career path for yourself?
Yes. See, I got into laser dentistry. I had my first experience of laser dentistry in the year 2007,
All
and
right.
in 2007 it was unheard of. lasers in dentistry, and a completely new concept. What excited me at that time was, if we had an alternative to provide non-invasive techniques to our patients, would be a very big boon to our dental
Correct.
to our patients. Because when anyone who goes to a dental clinic, the first question is, doctor, will there be pain?
Yes.
Right? That's the first question.
Absolutely.
And I can't say lasers completely eliminates it, but at least a 60% reduction in the perception of pain can be achieved by using lasers in our practice, which is a very big thing. And at that time, in 2007, I also did not know anything myself. I just got one exposure to one machine. Then I kept searching for ways to learn lasers. And at that time, I found only one university, which was in Vienna, which was conducting a course in laser dentistry. I immediately decided that this is it, and this is what I would like to do. My father is also a dentist, now retired, and he also suggested do something with his 40 years of experience. He said do something which will help the patients, right? And
Correct.
so instead of taking a traditional MDS branch in India, I decided to pursue lasers. Its non-invasive techniques, its simplicity of procedures, its wide range of applications is something which is not there in any other specialty in dentistry, and it is something which can help the common man. Another thing is laser. We are not doing any great advanced procedures with lasers. We are just doing traditional dentistry better. Whether it's a problem of a gum inflammation, I'm talking more in layman terms because uh, patients might see this and general dentists might see this. So I mean periodontal procedure. So I might use a little more common terms: gum problems, inflammation, swellings, routine dental procedures which are carried out. If we can do them better, that's the best thing we can provide to our patients. And that
Correct.
is what excited me about lasers. In in that time, we had one dealer for lasers. To get one diode laser, we had one
Mhm.
dealer in India. The machine was like a big box, and probably something we would not use today at double the price. But that's what technology is. And today we have around 15 dealers in diodes in India. So the market has
Okay.
grown exponentially,
Hmm.
and I'm happy that I could be a part of seeing this growth happen, and also making my own
Right.
small contribution in bringing this great specialty into mainstream dentistry in India.
Fantastic. Yes. So, sir, like regarding the present situation with COVID-19, and as we all know that dental profession is at the highest risk. So, my simple question is like, can we, like for example, if we are using lasers in dental practice, would it really solve the problem of COVID-19 to a certain extent? In the meaning to say that by normal procedures that we do with other general techniques, so much of aerosols are generated. So, is there any difference if we are using dental lasers?
Yeah, very very good question, and I think this is one concern all dentists across the country and across the globe are worried. Where does the future of dentistry lie?
Right.
Honestly, I don't think anyone has the answer. So we need to wait and watch how this unfolds. Having said that, uh, we the government of India has told not to use aerosol producing machines, and everything in dentistry produces aerosol, whether you use your aerotor, even your micromotor to a certain extent. So there is nothing much that can be done without aerosol production. But lasers do not produce aerosols. So a lot of inflammations, swellings, uh, gum issues, basic pain management. can be done with lasers, as it does not produce aerosols. But diode lasers do not produce aerosols. So that's the
Fantastic.
wonderful thing. Yeah,
Yes.
diode lasers do not produce aerosols. So we can use lasers in dental procedures. Uh, but what we need to see is the overall hygiene of the practice, that
Yes.
because we are dealing with an enemy and the enemy is invisible, so we can't say who's the carrier.
Hmm.
Uh, and some we can have asymptomatic carriers.
Correct.
So it's difficult to gauge as to what can be done and what can't be done. But having said that, I think lasers definitely are a safer bet to use in surgical work compared to any other instrument today. Another very big boon, I would say, is low level laser therapy.
All right.
Why I would recommend low level laser therapy in dentistry is because it is a non contact.
Correct.
And till we don't have a better understanding of this enemy we are fighting,
Hmm.
uh, if we can manage some basic swellings, pains, inflammations using non contact mode with necessary precautions of PPEs and all that, and not actually touching saliva or any other oral tissue of the person, we can better ensure safety of our patient and also of
Absolutely.
us and our staff. Because we need to see that we can do procedures in non-contact mode, uh, and low-level laser intensity lasers do help us in that. I am not saying we can solve the problem. I'm not saying we can treat a problem. All I'm saying is we can give symptomatic relief to the patient
Correct.
using lower level lasers because it's used non-contact and it has absolutely no surgical work involved. There's no blood, there's no spit, there is no body fluid contact. Even a low level laser machine has to be used with a PPE dress and necessary precautions. So in that way, lasers do play a part in helping dentists
Hmm.
do some basic emergency procedures with safety. Because I think more than non more than surgical lasers not producing aerosols, my bet would be more with laser therapy for managing oral inflammations and pains with low intensity lasers, which uh, most of the lasers provide. If you have a full-fledged dental laser machine, most of the lasers would have a low intensity level handpiece.
All right.
Okay, if you have a low intensity handpiece, that can be incorporated in your practice. So that would be the first step to start your practice. And having going in the future, aerosol production is always a issue, and of course, giving the patient less pain and is a standard thing that anybody would desire. So I hope to see lasers becoming the norm in every dental clinic in India. And I think in the next 10, 15 years, we should be able to achieve that. We have come a long way in the last decade. I myself, when I
Absolutely.
look back at my journey, I know how much we've grown in terms of the laser dentistry industry in India, and I'm sure the future looks promising. Uh, we might be at a low now, but dentistry can't stop for sure.
No, never. It can't stop at all. And so, coming to the concluding part, so it was wonderful insights from you with helping dentistry with dental lasers, and I think our viewers have got kind of more information. And if and for the viewers, if you have any questions or more queries, you can write down in the comment section, and we will make sure that your questions would be answered. And sir, just to conclude, what would be your message for our viewers?
If you're talking about dentists in particular, all right.
Okay.
So if you're talking about dentists, I would tell them that it's best to wait for some time. Is my opinion. Everyone has their own view. I do understand there are monetary concerns. Everyone has rentals, salaries, EMIs to pay. But first, we need to be alive for that. Right now,
Right.
we are fighting an invisible enemy that's known,
Hmm.
but we don't have a clear understanding on this uh, virus. It's highly contagious, and dentists are at very high risk. Not only are you at risk, you're putting your family members at risk, you're putting your patients at risk, you're putting your staff at risk. And if God forbid, if some contamination happens, some spread happens to your clinic, then anyway the government is going to seal it, and it just gets longer.
Yes, more complicated.
So yeah, it's just getting more complicated. I'm not telling you to stop practicing dentistry. All I'm saying is we need to wait and watch. I
Right.
think to immediately start practicing dentistry once the lockdown is lifted might not be the wisest thing to do. A wait and watch approach has to be taken care of. Emergencies we need to handle, whether in our own clinics or if we can do it through medication, well and good. If we need to open our clinic for that particular emergency or refer it to a hospital setup which might be more able to handle a situation, is something we need to take a call on, because there's nothing more important than safety of our patient, safety of our practice, and also of the general community and our families. For the general public, for our patients, uh, I know it's difficult times. I do get 2-3 calls daily from patients. Doctor, what do I do? Wherever I can manage it with medication, I'm doing that. Sometimes, if I had to refer them, I've referred them to a hospital. Uh, I've never done that in my 15 years of practice, but circumstances, it's a pandemic, and we need
Yes.
to be aware of this.
Right.
And I don't want to put my patients at any risk. And a lot of senior citizens have dental problems, medically
Correct.
compromised patients, diabetics, heart patients. We don't know. There can be a lot of uh, carriers of the virus who might be asymptomatic, but they might have a more severe impact. And we don't have clear protocols right now as to how to handle disinfection in the dental clinics. There are a lot of suggestions coming from the DCI, Dental Council of India, from IDA, but we still are not very clear. So unless it's really necessary, I would advise the patients to wait for some time to undergo a dental intervention, because it's safer to delay a little problem than get into a bigger one.
Right. So thank you so much, sir, for your session
Thank you,
today
Beth.
here, and it was wonderful to listen from you.
Thank you
So
so much.
I think in future we will have more sessions and learn new things from you. And thank you so much for joining
I
me.
look forward to it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, that was Dr. Kripa Johar on dental lasers, and you heard that a very useful information that dental lasers do not produce aerosol. So the valuable suggestions given by Dr. Kripa Johar would really help dental professionals to come up and think and do their practice in a better way, and definitely incorporate dental laser into the practice whoever have not done it yet. So that's all for today, and I'll take your leave. So I all the best to you, and be happy and be positive. And again, I will come back with someone interesting talking on a very fascinating topic. Till then, wait and watch. Bye bye.